Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Kiodiekin. Welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I want to give you guys a quick follow-up to the Spektrum Dashboard app for the Arrma Felony. You could use this with any smart Spektrum system or setup that is currently installed. So I believe this obviously works for the Felony. It works for the Infraction V2. And this also works for the Arrma 8S Creighton, I believe. But anyway, wanted to follow up with you because last night, one of my subscribers sent me the link to someone's YouTube channel. And in his video, he showed that the Spektrum Dashboard app had either malfunctioned or there was a delay. And it caused his RC card to break. I think he ran into something because there was a delay or something. And so I really didn't mention that too much in my first video. I did have a problem with it in terms of it being a little intermittent, but I turned the controller off, then turned it back on, and obviously it was working. And so I want to show you guys a full walkthrough. I'm not editing any of this. We're going to turn this on from start to finish. And hold on one second. Yeah, so we're going to turn this on from start to finish, completely unedited, and see if I can reduplicate the same problem that I have and also what this other YouTuber has. So just to also let you know, I did reach out to one of the reps from Spektrum, so they are looking into it. And so the purpose of this video is to recreate the same exact problem that we've both had and see what we could do to help get this fixed. So I know in my initial video, I think I did mention it, but I know when I was playing around with the app, it kind of cut off a little bit and it was delay. I would hit throttle and then it would spawn maybe like 2 seconds later. So anyway, I just want to re-troubleshoot this, see if we can get the exact same thing to happen. I do know where I was last time. My Wi-Fi signal was a little bit stronger, so I don't know if that was causing it. Who knows? So I'm a little further away from my Wi-Fi and everything else. I am using my iPhone, which I used last time. I was going to use my iPad specifically for this video, but I decided against it because I want to use the exact same thing to re-troubleshoot and see what we could do to have this re-happen again and address it. All right, so let's go ahead and get this set up. And I got my radio turned on. And then now we are going to go over to the dashboard app. And we're going to turn the car on. And if you're wondering what those lights are, that is from RC Polo. So I still need to edit and post that video review of how to install all this. So yeah, part of the Bluetooth lights are still hooked up to the body. So I had to just kind of leave it up there to the side. So all right, so here we have the car. We have our radio. We have our dashboard app. So let's see what happens really. Oh, first of all, I have to sync it up. So we have to locate our Bluetooth. There we go. All right, so now it's connected. So initially, typically when I was playing around with this before I edited my video and everything, it works fine if I go forward and then back, forward, back, and then of course the wheels work. But one of the things that I had an issue with was when I was playing around with the app, just kind of navigating through it. Then after that, that's when I noticed that there was some type of intermittent signal. So let's see if I can troubleshoot some of the same things. I'll go here. We'll look at the throttle, the auxiliary 2. Let's take a look at some of the other settings here, system setup. And so these were some of the same steps that I did the other day. And after I turned it on, just to kind of get myself familiar with it. And then, of course, I noticed that's when the signal was a little bit intermittent here and there. So we'll go to create channel. Let me close that out. Telemetry setup. Let's take a look at it. And again, I didn't make any changes. All I did was just kind of navigate through it. And then I noticed that that's when it started having some difficulties. So okay. So let's see if current And this is all, honestly, all I did the other day was just kind of go through this a little bit, look at the status. Let's look at some of the other settings, and let's see if it gives us any problems. Got my throttle trim, steering, again, auxiliary. Let me see if I hit reset. Let me see if that'll do anything. Reset, turn that off. All right, I'm gonna take a step back and see if there's any issues. 1 second. Okay. Well, so far, nothing at all. Let's take a look. And also, this shows you the signal frequency. And I'm actually standing about the same distance I was when I had the issue. But again, mine was really brief. So I did notice when I was pulling the throttle, and you know that there was probably maybe a 1 or 2 second delay. And the steering, sometimes it was kind of finicky and so forth, but sometimes I know what it's like. Some of you may go out and buy a brand new product. You may think you're the only one. So some of you, you'll post a video, and I could definitely relate, because sometimes when these things are new and you don't have an abundance of reviews to really pull from, you may get frustrated and think that you're the only individual that it's happening to. And you see somebody else's video review, and you're like, man, their stuff is all perfect and they're not having any problems. But so that's the purpose for this video, is to help the community figure out what's going on so we can better improve on what's been given to us. So I'm just going to sit here and play around with this a little bit and see if I can reduplicate that same issue. So I'm going to unlink the throttle, unlink the auxiliary. Let me move my antenna. Let's move it over here for a second. There. All right, telemetry set up. Now, let me go ahead. I'm going to turn the radio off now and then turn it back on. So initially when I set this up, I had turned the radio on first and then the car. So let's see if that changes anything. And let me go back to, let's see if we enable alarms for speed, enable. Want to enable a few other options here on the app. Enable temp. And again, I'm just doing this just to kind of troubleshoot. And let's see, the Bluetooth is connected. One other thing I do want to make mention of. So originally when I was playing around with this, there was a signal indicator on the app that showed a satellite transmission. If any of you are familiar with the DJI app, when you're flying your drones, you'll typically see like a little satellite symbol pop up on these type of devices. So I don't know if that has to do with what I experienced, because that did pop up a few times. So on this little square indicator, I did have a little satellite emblem pop up. And sometimes that can mean the device is looking for a signal, or there's possible signal interference. Now, again, where I did my video next to my computer and my TV, Obviously, there's going to be a little bit more electronic signals. My TVs are Wi-Fi. My Xbox wasn't on. I had my computer, but that was hardwired in. So I did have 2 cell phone devices. My wife Kisses, she had her cell phone. I have mine. I have my iPad that was on. So again, as of right now, the only difference that I'm seeing while I'm not getting maybe the same issue is I'm not seeing that little satellite symbol pop up here near the signal. And so that could be what maybe the other user experienced. But I did know I had that pop up quite a bit when I was editing my video, or actually when I was doing the tutorial. And so that's probably what could be causing this to happen. So I'm going to walk around really quick around the house, see if it pops up really quick, and still control the RC. All right, just took a quick trip around downstairs. So now I'm going to go upstairs, see if I can reduplicate the same issue. But again, today the only difference is I'm noticing I don't have that satellite pop up. I'm not sure if that's in the instruction manual. I can ask Spektrum about it if that's normal or what possibly causes that little satellite dish or satellite signal to pop up here. But that could be the reason why the other gentleman's signal was intermittent, or why I was having it. Because again, I did have that pop up here on the dashboard. So I'm going to walk around a little bit more and see what I can do to possibly recreate the same experience that I had the other night. But before I do that, let me go back and link all of the temps and RPM. Let's see, the telemetry is enabled. Let's go back to settings here, system setup, basic, social. Let's see, telemetry, no. Oh, this is the one I'm looking for. Back to channel setup. Oh, here we go. So link, throttle, we're going to link. Auxiliary 1, we want to link. Let's see here. That's auxiliary 2. Okay, so we'll leave that as it is. All right, so everything should be linked again. Let's do a quick test. Go back to the status. Let's take a look. Sub trim 0%. Let's go back to the dashboard. It says it's off. Let me make sure it's back on again. Bottle setup. All right, that's set up. Throttle's linked, auxiliary. It's all linked. All right, let me turn the car off one more time and then turn it back on, and let's see what happens. All right, so now it's not reading the telemetry, even though it's set back up, but I'm going to walk upstairs and see if I can get or recreate that intermittent experience. Yeah, I'm still not getting anything, so. All right, so apparently I'm not able to recreate the same issue that happened with me 2 days ago. The only difference is, obviously now I have this on the table in an elevated position. The other day it was obviously on the floor near my computer where there's a little bit more electronic interference, and I had a table sitting in front of me. But I can tell you I did have that quick intermittent signal where I did notice that the control was delayed for about a good 2 seconds or so. The only other thing I can possibly mention is maybe the software. I can't remember if I updated the software first and then did my tutorial. I can't remember exactly what point I was at, because I know I did have to update it, because obviously I can't downgrade to re-troubleshoot that. So yeah, so this is where we are right now. Obviously, I'll probably have to turn the radio off and then turn it back on. Currently, my telemetry isn't responding, even though it is hooked up to the radio. So let me turn the radio off and then turn it back on, even though I already did the settings. So that's something else you guys want to make mention of, is that if you are making adjustments on the dashboard or in the dashboard, you may need to turn the radio off and then turn it back on to get the system to set up. So give me 1 second here. Let's go back to telemetry, and let's go back to RX speed voltage. Model setup, channel setup. Let's go back to reset. Auxiliary. All right, so let me close out the app entirely. So I'm going to close out the app entirely, start back over. I'm going to reconnect the Bluetooth adapter. Okay. All right, so it does look like it reset some settings. I didn't. It's supposed to be on imperial, not metric. Okay, so it is on imperial, not metric, but now it's giving me a different readout. Okay. So I don't know what this is. I'll reach out to the Spektrum team, but now you see that there's a little dot there. Honestly, I have no clue what that is. But it is working. It is responding. So you do have that little circle that it'll appear next to the signal indicator on the Spektrum app, but also too, sometimes you will get that little satellite signal. It looks like a little hummingbird with two wings. You could also see that type of signal on your DJI app if you guys have drones. So let's see if anything changes here. Model setup, social, no. I wish they would put that social in another setting, but I don't need it. Let me put this down. Link. So everything should be linked now. Auxiliary point mode. Don't know. I don't. Oh, that's right. That's for the A and B button, brake button, but we don't need to mess around with that. Current, speed. And that's me there. That's not the car. So. Oops. Don't want this to accidentally fall over. All right, fellas, so it doesn't look like I'm able to recreate the same exact experience. I will give you a follow-up, so I will be giving this video. Hopefully, Spektrum will be watching this. But again, just to confirm, I did experience somewhat of the same intermittent problems at setup, but unfortunately today I can't recreate the same exact experience that I had a couple of days ago. But I'll keep you posted if anything happens. But primarily, that's the reason why when I do my videos or any type of tech videos I always use 100% caution when I'm testing on new technology, especially for something that travels at 80 miles an hour. That's why I set it up here first in my test video, and then once I get comfortable, make sure I'm familiar with all the settings and make sure everything's cool, then I'm pretty much good to go. But hope you guys enjoy the video. Consider subscribing to the channel. I will be posting additional tutorials as far as how to set up the lights and everything with the Arrma Felony. But yeah, hopefully you guys got something out of this. Wasn't able to recreate anything today, but just wanted to let you guys know in the community, if you are using this, they are obviously providing updates if there's any type of problems. But I don't know if the situation could be isolated. Who knows? But just wanted to reach out and let you guys know that, yes, somebody else in the hobby community has experienced something very similar. So hope you guys enjoyed this content. This is Kiodiekin. Catch you later. Goodbye. Okay, so I have another update. So I recorded this video earlier today around 1 o'clock my time. I did speak to Spektrum, and I did show them the link or the video from the other gentleman having problems with the issue. And I did tell Spektrum that even though I didn't really cover it too much in my first video because I thought maybe it was something I was doing wrong, whatever the case might be, that I did have the same similar issues where the signal was intermittent. So if you guys haven't noticed, as of right now, it is about 11 p.m. my time. It is January 28th. And Spektrum has not only removed their YouTube videos showing the Spektrum dashboard, but they have also removed the iOS app. I spoke to another gentleman. He was looking for it. He said that it is currently on the Android device, but it is not on iOS. So they have removed it, obviously, until they figure out whatever was going on with it. So I have to give it to them. They are proactive in addressing this issue to see exactly what is going on. And again, I couldn't recreate this issue with this particular video, so hopefully we'll have another update with this in the next few days. Please make sure that you subscribe to my Kiodiekin group. I do have a hobby group on Facebook, as well as I am in a couple of the other Arrma groups where I do post, as well as I do have a public Facebook page. You guys can go ahead and check that out as well. So if I don't make a video, I will make a notation or a mention of it on one of those platforms. I don't think there'll really be a need for a specific video. But anyway, I'm really glad that Spektrum, the company, is really being proactive in figuring all this out, because this is an expensive hobby, and we don't want anybody to mess up the car or have something happen due to some type of technical glitch. So you guys have a good night. I hope you guys appreciate the update. Make sure you like and subscribe. I'll catch you later. Goodbye. Bye-bye.